6:34 on TSN 690. Welcome back to Game Points with Matthew Ross, brought to you by Royal Ceramics in St. Leonard, 8845 Rue Pascal Gagnon. 324-0002 is the phone number. Check out royalceramic.com to see what they offer. We're going to talk a little NHL playoffs here in a second. A quick update in Boston in the NBA. Celtics just winding down the first quarter at home against Atlanta, trying to even up their series, and they're up 22-19 right now. 22-19 for Boston, 11.1 seconds left in the first quarter over Atlanta. And, of course, in about a half hour's time, the Islanders get underway at home, trying to win their first series in over 20 years, taking on the Florida Panthers. Our next guest here on the program spent many years in the NHL as a goaltender with your Montreal Canadiens, as well as in Tampa Bay and a few other stops. You can actually follow him on twitter.com/we_32. He's back on the program. It's Mathieu Garon. How you doing, Mathieu?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thanks for joining us today. Sunny day where you are in Florida today?
Yeah, it's a great day. It's been we've been really fortunate with the weather.
Now, obviously, locally, the Lightning wrapped up their series a couple of days ago against Detroit. That's certainly been great news for their veterans who get to relax and spend some time recuperating and getting ready for their series against either the Islanders or Florida. My first question for you is, in terms of that matchup, we already know that they're going to play the winner because of how the divisions are now structured. Is it a tremendous advantage to see other teams play a couple more games of playoff hockey versus you, or at the end of the day, does it not really matter and everyone starts new in the next round?
I mean, you start new in the next round, but I know they needed a break. They had a lot of injuries, and the more games you play, the more chances you have to get the players injured. So I think when you get the chance to, like they had a short series, 5 games, you see other teams playing 6-7 games. There's always chances they're going to get more injuries, so it could be an advantage at the end.
No Stamkos, no Strawman, but Tampa Bay wins 4-1 against Detroit. What impressed you the most from the Lightning and being able to make quick work of the Wings?
I mean, Drouin has been really good. He came back here a few weeks ago, and since he got here, he's been tremendous. He took Stammer's spot here at forward, and he's entered the call. He's been playing awesome, and as usual, like we've seen all year, Bishop has been really solid in front of the net.
What do you see from Jonathan Drouin? I mean, at this point, there's no way that the Lightning can then move him, can they? I mean, they got to figure out a way to coexist with him.
I mean, if I was there, I would keep him for sure. But if it's a big problem, I think the way he's been playing lately, it's just going to be in their advantage. They're going to get the better player out of him.
Elsewhere in the playoffs, I'm not sure what else you've been following, but Washington versus Pittsburgh, that's got to be a dream matchup for a lot of viewers, huh?
Yes, it has to be, and I was fortunate to be in the last time they faced each other in 2009. It was a very, very intense series. I remember Game 7, Ovechkin and Crosby were on fire all series long. It was really physical, and it was pretty nice to be a part of it. So I hope it's going to be the same kind of series this year.
Game Points with Matthew Ross. We're chatting with Mathieu Garon here on the line. Mokan.
Mathieu, when you look at a team like Dallas and Anaheim, for example, they've switched their goalies throughout their series right now. From your history of playing at this level of the NHL, does that play on a goalie's mind, given that they're in one game, out the next game?
I mean, for them, it's probably hard. I see, I saw Lettman today. I watched the game. It feels like he was a little nervous, and I feel like sometimes when you know next game you're not sure you're going to be playing, you give up a goal, you start thinking. I feel like it may be a little harder for the goalies to know if they're going to be in or not the game after.
So you did see a little of that game today. Was that one of the craziest things you've ever seen? I mean, Minnesota looks flat in an elimination game at home. They get down 3-0 after one period. They score 4 goals in the third period. They lose 5-4, but obviously the backbreaker, that killer goal, was the bounce that just went up in the air. Nobody really saw it, and then it goes past Dubnyk to make it 5-3 before the Wild score that 4th goal. That was just a crazy game.
That was a crazy game, crazy third period. That goal was, it was obviously not the goal you want to get scored against. But later when they almost tied the game at the end, when Redmond had this pad just behind the goal line, and it almost made it through. It was a crazy game.
Dave?
Mathieu, as a goaltender, going back to Pittsburgh, as a goaltender, what do you think of Matt Murray in Pittsburgh? And he's 3-0. He has a .955 save percentage. Do you see him as a replacement to Marc-Andre Fleury? And do you think Fleury could be moved at the end of the year?
Probably not at the end of the year. I think it's a little early for that. But he's obviously he's going to be a top prospect for Pittsburgh. They've been trying for the last few years to find a replacement for Fleury in the future. I'm not saying right now, but seems like he had many different backups in the last 5-6 years. So it could be a really good prospect. He's been solid. He's a big guy. It's what you see right now these days in the NHL. He's 6'4", I think. So I think he's going to be a good fit for them in the future.
Just wrapping up with Mathieu Garon, former NHL goaltender, as we talk some NHL playoffs with him. We got San Jose beating the Kings. I know Kings are one of your former teams, but is there a part of you that says, you know what, it's nice to see a team that were called chokers get over the hump and get a big series win against LA, or are you still kind of rooting for your former organization in the Kings?
I still like the Kings, but they won the cup a couple times in the last 5-6 years, so it's good to see a new team, and I kind of feel bad for San Jose. All those years they were supposed to be the team. And we could have a surprise this year, like San Jose, Washington, and Louis. They're all teams that always had good seasons, but when it came playoff time, they never deliver. But I feel like this year it could be one of those teams that wins it all.
And finally, Islanders versus the Panthers tonight. Do you think the Islanders get their first series win in over 20 years, or do you think Florida forces a Game 7?
I have a feeling Islanders going to win that one. Seems like they've been playing better as of lately. I would probably prefer seeing the Panthers against the Lightning. It would be great for Florida to have a state series, but I think Islanders look really sharp these days.
We_32 on Twitter if you want to follow Mathieu. Mathieu, thank you so much for taking some time. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome, guys.